Hi everyone, Andy here from Fit Body Strong Mind. Today's video centres around another segment of the fitness triangle, and today's talk is about nutrition and the 80-20 actions, the key actions which relate to nutrition when it comes to getting yourself in shape. The biggest problem that people have with nutrition, actually there's two main problems. One is that people generally have the wrong idea about what to do, and the second problem is that people try to do far too many things. They try to change all sorts of things about their diet. They try to cut out this, cut out that, add in this, add in that. And it gets very, very difficult to go from point A one day where you're eating, say, unhealthily, to suddenly going on the next day to doing all the right things. And like so many areas of change, what's better is to adopt a few key actions first, keep applying those until they become habit, and then start to add in more and more things over time once the first ones become habit. And when it comes to nutrition, similar to everything else, there's a few key things that can be done to really make a huge change in the shortest possible time to have a big effect. Now, the first thing that I would recommend anyone who's trying to build a better physique or get in better shape do is, first of all, try as hard as you can to cut out the junk. Now, by junk I mean anything that's fast food, fizzy drinks, cakes, all these kind of things which are high in saturated fat, high in trans fats, high in sugary processed carbs. These are the first things you need to cut out. For some people it can be very, very difficult, because for many of us these are our favourite things to eat. But that's the first step, is to start cutting out all the stuff that actually has a detrimental effect on your health before adding in things which are going to improve your health. So that's step one, is to start cutting out the junk. Step number two is to raise your protein intake. Now, there are two reasons to do this. First of all, because protein is so important for training, recovery, muscle building. But the second reason is that protein is the most filling of the three macronutrients. It's the greatest satiety value of the three macronutrients: protein, carbs and fat. And the fact is that if you're cutting things out of your diet that you that don't keep you healthy, you need to replace them with something. And the problem that a lot of people have is they cut out the junk, but then there's nothing there to replace it. They try to subsist on salad and vegetables all the time, and it doesn't work in the long term. It's too restricted. Increasing your protein intake means that you're giving yourself something substantial to replace the junk food with. Not only is it something substantial, it keeps you full longer, and it's extremely good for your body. So that's the first two things to do, is cut out the junk food and increase protein. So no junk, increase protein. And then the third thing to do is to try as far as possible to replace your heavy carbohydrate portions with portions of vegetables, portions of fruit. Now, there are many, many lengths that you can go to in the world of nutrition. There's so many things you can add into your diet, there's so many things you can use to improve your health, but the fact is there's no point in trying to do everything and end up doing nothing. Focusing on a few key things is much, much better. As time goes on, as you start adapting and as you start applying some of these things as habit, then you can go into all the detail and try and get your diet absolutely perfect. But the truth is that not all of us are trying to be professional bodybuilders. Not all of us need to have the perfect diet. We have to have some enjoyment and balance in our lives as well. So that would be the third point. But get some vegetables into your diet, the greener the better, and replace some of those heavy carb portions of pastas, potatoes, pizzas, rice, bread. There's nothing inherently wrong with these foods, but they just pack a very, very high carb punch, which keeps insulin very, very high, prevents the body from dipping into stored body fat, and they also generally have quite a high calorie punch. It's easy to eat a lot of pasta, a lot of rice at one time, and therefore we're usually putting a lot of calories into our body, and that's before we even get into all the different things that we throw into all these dishes, the oils and spreads and all those things. So that's the real basics of setting up a decent nutrition plan for yourself. Focus on cutting out the junk, replace it with more protein, and replace your heavy carbohydrate meals with more portions of vegetables and fruits. That's just some really simple things you can do immediately every single day and focus on them until they become habit, and very quickly you'll find yourself getting to a place where your physique is much improved, your health is much improved, you have more energy for training, for life in general, and then you'll be ready to take the next steps and add more things into your diet which take your health to the next level. Thanks very much for watching.